Today we have the Wu Lin 4v4 tier list. I'm gonna go over the entire Wu Lin faction and place them in my own tier list for 4v4s. Now, of course, it's gonna be a little bit subjective on where I place them, so please don't get mad in the comments down below. Yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So for the first one, we're gonna start off with Tiandi. In my opinion, Tiandi, of course, is a very easy vanguard to get into in For Honor. Very adaptable and is good as a dodge specialist. Of course, the dodge specialist part really comes into hand with Tiandi because using his dodges, like his dodge attacks within like 4v4s are really essential for him, dude. Like if you use the dodge attacks to your advantage whenever you're playing in 4v4s or even in duels, and pretty much will have a great time and a very fun time with Tiandi. I mean, he has a side dodge light attacks, which of course are undodgeable, and he has a side dodge heavy attacks, which are really good too, and you can also initiate with the kick afterward too, or feint the kick if you want to, which the kick itself is very handy for him. It does kick the opponent away from you, and you can get some space between you and your opponent depending on the situation. But not only that, but we're also going to look at the feats too. So of course, for the tier 1 feats, he has Rally Call, Come At Me, and Tireless. What I recommend is you take Tireless, in my opinion. Tireless, in my opinion, is really good. Of course, it is a passive. You will lose stamina at a slower rate. That's really why I would recommend you guys take Tireless to not lose your stamina very fast. For his tier 2 feats, he has Sacrifice, Mark for Death, and Doom Banner. I would recommend you guys either take Mark for Death or Doom Banner if you're wanting to lower your opponent's defenses, really. And then for tier 3, he has Vital Leech, Battle Cry, and Protective Revive. I mean, it is up to you when it comes to the tier 3, but I like to take Vital Leech to be able to gain a bit of lifesteal. If I'm like at very low health, like very critical health, I'll be able to like just get a little bit of health back whenever I hit somebody, man. And for his tier 4 feat, he has Indomitable, Moron Boost, and Last Laugh. Of course, everyone I know will take Last Laugh. In my opinion, I would say take Indomitable because you'll gain a temporary shield whenever you're in critical health, so that plus Vital Leech will be essential. But the only thing about Last Laugh is that if you're not executed, then you will get Last Laugh off, but if you are executed, then this feat is honestly useless. So it's a 50-50. But other than that, when it comes to Tiandi, he can survive a bit on his own in 4v4s. Now in 1v1s, it's kind of debatable on the character because he kind of can get like read a bit easily in ones, but in 4v4s you can definitely do a lot of stuff with them. So in my opinion, I would probably put him like out there in the A tier column. Next we have Nuxia. She is an assassin, she's medium, and she is an isolator and a mix-up intensive character. The only thing with Nuxia, in my opinion, is that she kind of lacks it a lot in duels. I mean, and in 4v4s too, I think she just lacks a little bit. But if we look at the feats, for tier 1, she has Deadly Duet, she has Bounty Hunter, and she has Rush. In my opinion, it's either Deadly Duet or Bounty Hunter, in my opinion, man. Of course, with Deadly Duet, you deal more damage in close quarters combat against an enemy who is alone. So if you're alone with someone on like point B or point C or point A, you will be able to deal a lot more damage or a little bit more damage in close quarters combat. For tier 2, I'm taking Caltrops. I enjoy the Caltrops. They're actually really good. They deal damage to moving enemies and allies sometimes. And of course, she has Executioner's Respite and Thrilling Comeback. Of course, Thrilling Comeback's not that bad either way. You can take that. For tier 3, it's debatable. I mean, there's Threat of Fate. It does bind an enemy. It bounds an enemy. They can't run, sprint, or roll. The bind is broken over time or by distancing yourself, really. But I decided to just take Slip Through. It raises my attack for the next hit performed shortly after a dodge. That's really why I'm taking Slip Through. You can also take Takedown if you want to. And for her tier 4 feats, she has Infection. She also has a Regenerate and Berserker. You can take either Regenerate or Infection. Infection's not that bad. It's like Warmonger's feats. Just think of that. That's pretty much what Infection is. And she has Regenerate. It does regenerate your health when out combat. Of course, with Nuxia, I mean, if we're talking about in duels, she probably will be a bit higher on the list a little bit, but in 4v4s, she kind of lacks. So I probably would put her in the D tier column just for 4v4s, man. Next, we have Zhanhu. Zhanhu is a hybrid. He's medium. He's a counterattacker, dodge attack specialist, the whole shebang. He's another dodge attack specialist, which of course he has side dodge attacks on both light attacks and heavy attacks, and he also has an undodgeable light as well for his kit. Not that bad, honestly. You don't want to spam the unblockable lights a lot. You just don't want to do that. But he is really good for 4v4s, in my opinion, dude. He can hold his own. He has a bash that is actually really fast, and I don't know, like sometimes it tracks. That's just me though. But the main thing with Zhanhu is that you can also mix up those attacks and throw your opponent off sometimes. So yeah, that's another good thing with Zhanhu. I mean, of course, he can also counterattack with his attacks as well, doing a little bit of crushing counters here and there. That's the way he that's the way he mainly counterattacks, is with those crushing counters. But it's mainly just the dodges. The dodges is what makes Zhanhu a bit special within 44s. But not only that, it's the feats that also make him really good too. But this is what I take for Zhanhu. I'm gonna go ahead and go over tier 1. So tier 1, he has Fiery Tusk, he has Fast Recovery, he has Bounty Hunter. If you're trying to take all the tier 1 feats, you can definitely go for Fiery Tusk. But I decided to go for Fast Recovery because I want to be able to regenerate my stamina a bit faster. For tier 2, he has the Fire Trap, and he also has Thick Skin, and he has Winner's Advantage. In my opinion, I take Winner's Advantage. I want to gain a temporary attack buff after a successful attack. For tier 3, he has Fiery Breath, Lombo, and a word that I do not want to pronounce. Mainly it's the passive, it gains stamina on successful hits. I like to take Lombo for me to be able to deal a little bit more damage. There is Fiery Breath, but this one I would recommend you guys just to take it for the first feats of all the tiers. And for the tier 4s, he has Scorching Deluge. He also has Regenerate. He has Last Laugh. I don't take Last Laugh. Even with Tiandi, I don't take Last Laugh because Last Laugh, of course, it kind of is useless if you get executed. I decided to go for his final fire attack here, which of course it launches Scorches to the ground and sets fire to enemies around you. That's honestly really good. It does deal some good damage too, so I will recommend taking this, but you can also take Regenerate if you want to regenerate your health when out of combat. Now, for 44s, Zhanhu can definitely hold his own. In 1s, you have to put in a little bit more work with Zhanhu. So for me, I would kind of put Zhanhu in the A tier column. Next, we have Jiang Jun. Jiang Jun is a heavy. He is hard, long range, and a stamina regenerator. I mean, there are a lot of things that I like about Jiang Jun. Of course, him being able to regenerate his stamina, and of course, he has long range on his attacks, and he does deal good damage with his attacks as well. Plus, Jiang Jun, he does have hyper armor on his attacks as well, which is his heavy attacks. He has hyper armor on them, so that way you don't get interrupted, as it does help him a little bit in 44s too. And plus, he's really good when it comes to just using externals. Like Jiang Jun he's crazy when it comes to his externals. And plus, his Sifu stance attacks are actually really good. His Sifu stance in the zone, that attack right there is honestly one of my favorites to do. And you can also like soft feint into a GB. So of course, Jiang Jun, you all know that he can like choke his opponent and also drain their stamina. That's another reason why I say that he's like, honestly, he's up there as like a really good 4v4 hero within the game. So for his tier 1 feats, he has Against All Odds, Deadly, and Speed Revive. I take Speed Revive. I want to be able to revive my allies very fast. You can go for Deadly if you want to, but I don't go for it anymore. I really don't. I mean, I feel like JJ's fine with his damage. I really don't need to have more tat damage. For the second one, it was either Benefaction, Inspire, or Executioner's Spite. For Benefaction, it's not bad. I don't know. I just am not like going to be in my stance as much because of course the stance is vulnerable to a guard break. You gotta be mindful of that. And plus, when you're in Dominion, you're gonna be going at a fast pace because you're gonna be trying to survive sometimes, playing on a point or holding a point or just anti-ganking. It depends. But I really just go for Executioner's Spite because whenever I execute an enemy hero, I gain an extra amount of health, which is actually really good. For tier 3, he has Soothing Mist, Tough as Nails, and Second Wind. Honestly, the only two I would recommend is Second Wind and Tough as Nails. Of course, Tough as Nails, you raise your maximum health, which will give you more health, which is actually really good. Second Wind, I just recommend this one. Get to recover some health. I mean, Soothing Wind isn't that bad too. I'd rather just get my health back very quickly if I'm very low. So I just take Second Wind. And for tier 4, he has Fiery Barrage, he has Fire Flask, and Phalanx. All three of them are really good, especially Fiery Barrage. Of course, this one does stun all enemies and mainly just drains their stamina instantly. And for, of course, tier 2 is Fire Flask. You can use this to help with minion lanes, close off points, or just steal the opponents if they're very low. And then there's the third one, which is Phalanx. Grants a shield to all alive teammates. For me, I want to take Phalanx to just give my allies a shield. The last shield. If we're like on our last leg and whatnot, I'll just throw my shield up and then bam. So yeah. So in my opinion, I'm putting him in the S tier column. Finally, we have Shaolin. Shaolin, of course, is a hybrid. He is hard, and of course, he has high mobility, and he does have his key stance. With Shaolin, it's all about just going into his key stance to getting most of the attacks out in the key stance. I mean, you can also mix it up by going for like light, heavy if you want to, because sometimes I'll do that, and sometimes it catches people off guard. I don't know why. It be getting them mad sometimes. But not only that, but I like to just use Shaolin's key stance a lot whenever I play with them. Like I go for the lights, or I'll go for like the top lights, or I'll just go for top light sweep, and if I do catch them with the sweep, I'll go for the heavy. The thing is that you can't use the heavy all the time because it was too aggressive in a way, man. That's pretty much what it was. Shaolin, I mean, he's still fine even without it. I mean, he can do his deflects, but his deflects are still really good. They'll get him into key stance very quickly. You can do whatever you want afterward. Go for the top heavy, or go for like your lights, or go for your side heavies. Of course, you can use that sweep to your advantage too. The sweep is honestly very fun to use sometimes. But let's go ahead and talk about the feats. So of course, for his tier 1s, he has key trap, iron lungs, and stealth. Honestly, is up to you on whatever you want to take. I take iron lungs for right now. I honestly just decided I just wanted to take them just to try them out. And I mean, sometimes I'll switch back to like key trap if I want to, or I'll use iron lungs depending. But really, key trap, I like to use this one to be able to like reveal the enemy's position. So I like to set this like near their spawn, and whenever they respawn, it'll show their position. I don't think it's for the entire game. I don't know if it's for the entire game, to be honest. I'm not too sure on that. For his tier 2, he has blink. He has thick skin, and he has winner's advantage. You can go for either winner's advantage or blink in this one. Blink is mainly kind of like a move where he just sun kicks the opponent. He like blinks right behind them and then just sun kicks them, and you get like a free light afterward. Now in some cases, some people will tend to dodge that. I don't know how they be doing that, but hey, they just be doing it. For his tier 3 feats, he has invigorate, he has heal on block, and he has the passive that gains stamina on successful hits. Heal on block isn't bad if you're just blocking your opponent's attacks all the time, but invigorate is actually really good. When attacking from key stance, even when blocked or parried, you gain health. Really good right there, and that's why I would recommend taking invigorate to just gain some of your health back whenever you're using either key stance or when blocked or parried. And for his tier 4, he has blessed projection, slippery, and scout. In my opinion, I would just take blessed projection. Just to be able to teleport from one part of the map to the other part. Well, mainly just like teleport from either point A to point C, or point B to point C, or point B to point A. You really just teleport into your closest allies and to be able to help them out in team fights. Now, in my opinion, Shaolin can hold himself in 44s. Now, in duels, not too sure on that one, but in 44s he can definitely hold his own. So I would honestly put him in the A tier column. Hope you guys enjoyed this 44 tier list for the Wu Lin faction. Of course, if you want more tier lists like this, please let me know in the comments down below. But next week we're gonna get back into the guides series and continue to finish that up before the end of the year as best we can. And also, if you are new, consider subscribing for more long form videos. But yeah, please comment down below what did you guys think about the tier list. And with that being said, I'm the Game Raptor. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, peace out.